Good morning, everyone. It's January the 22nd, 2024. And today I want to give you a little bit more of an update on the crazy upside down weekend that I just had. Well, as you saw from my last videos, we had those, with a little help, those crazy washing machines and dryers were kind of roaming around the laundry room. But there was a little bit more that went on besides that. We had two false alarms. Again, fire alarms go off again. Last night was like around 10 o'clock in the evening, just as I was going to bed, so at least I wasn't waking up. But again, someone shot off the fire extinguisher, and it was just all over the stairwell. And it was just rising, and of course it does look like smoke. And this is what these people, or the homeless and the ones coming in for their dealers and that, think it's a big joke. So I'm sure, hopefully, our security has been looking at the new cameras that we have in, and we'll be able to identify these people who are doing this. But that's just one of the things. Three of the things. But it's the fourth thing that happened yesterday afternoon. I had woken up from my nap, and of course, my service dog Heidi wanted some water. Well, as you know, or most of you know who do follow my channel, know that she loves to drink out of the bathroom sink. And if anyone does not know what I'm talking about, you can check back in an earlier video. Heidi loves her water. Well, I went to turn the water on for Heidi, and all of a sudden, no water coming out of the tap. And I'm saying, okay, realizing now this is Sunday. Usually we get a notice if they have to shut the water off and work on the pipes and that. Okay, this is not quite correct. So I did a little tramping outside to throw out the garbage, just to see what was going on. And sure enough, one of the pipes had burst. It was very, very cold, which reminds me of how cold it is on the homeless as well, when our pipes in the streets decide that they're going to burst. So that was quite an interesting thing to see. And I think I want to talk about what's the convenience for us. That's just number one. What's the convenience for us? And I'm thinking, well, I can go to the grocery store. I can go to the meat counter and get my meat. It doesn't mean that I have to go out in the forest with a gun and shoot an animal and have my meat like we had to do years ago. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, boy, this is an inconvenience because there's no water. So I've got to give Heidi water. She doesn't like drinking out of the bowl. She kind of turns her nose up at me if she has to, but she will if she's stuck. So here she's going to be stuck, and I figured we're going to be out of water for a few hours at least. So I'll go to the store and at least get some bottled water. Nice convenience. But this was an inconvenience to have to go out in the store for the cold to get the water tonight. But then again, I think of all the people around the world that have to actually walk for their water with pails and still bring it back to the house the old-fashioned way. So then I'm thinking, well, and then of course trying to explain this to Heidi. Well, that was funny. Heidi, I'm sorry. Mommy can't give you any water right now. She looks at me. Okay, Heidi, come to the sink. Look at the sink. She's up there. She's looking at the sink. Mommy's turning the tap on. She looks at the tap, and she looks at me and like, where's the water? Where's that water? So this was a hard one to explain, this inconvenience to Heidi, why there's no water coming out of the tap like normal. So this is one of the interesting things that happened to me on the weekend. But this was things that we take for granted. We're lucky. We have a warm place. We have water that comes out of the taps. We're lucky we're not living in a third world, and country. And here we are. At least we have actually a luxury having tap coming out of the water. How many people in some of these third world countries would love to have water coming out of a tap? And so then it makes me think of the homeless. Well, what's a convenience to them? They don't have a bathroom available. So inconvenience, no bathroom. They have to go out in the woods, well, whatever they can find for woods or a park or something, if they can, and if not, it's dumped in front of the buildings, or the shopkeepers have to come out and almost step in it sometimes. So that's a big inconvenience. But no, we're in our homes. We've got that convenience. So, there's so many things I keep thinking about, all the inconvenience, and then all the problems that they have. They're trying to, right now, we're in such a crisis here in Ottawa. We think 300 people are out on the streets right now that don't even have shelter, and we're still scrambling to find shelter for everyone and bring them in. And of course, last week we had the mission also informed us that in this cold snap that we're in right now, there are outreach teams that are going full hilt around the clock, basically, and they were lucky they found someone who overdosed in the snowbank. So they were able to save him with the Naloxone, thankfully. But this is a huge problem that we had, but I thought it would be nice today to talk a little bit about the inconvenience, the convenience that we have, and what we take for granted in our lives that people don't have. And we can just come into our little warm, heated place, our apartments, and lock the door behind us, and we're basically safe and sound. Where in other countries, they're not like that either. In the middle of war, and we're seeing some really horrible examples of that between Gaza and Israel and Ukraine and Russia and that since the pandemic. So I didn't want to make the video too long again today, but everyone, please think about what you have and what you're lucky to have and what we're all lucky to have, those of us that have it, because there's so many less fortunate than ourselves. And we're still having to work big time on this problem. So everyone, have a nice day, take care, and be safe, and we shall talk to you again soon. And bye-bye.